Would you like to have one of these old junkers stuck out of the window, or would you like to have one of these new modern ice cube makers stuck on the wall? On Profitable Properties, and we'll talk about how you can put a mini split in your unit. So we're getting the AC installed on the inside of this unit, and honestly, it's just unbelievably hot here in Texas. And in this unit with no AC currently, it is unacceptable. I don't want any of those nasty, window units like was here before. So we're putting in a mini split. And this mini split, we've gone ahead and mounted up this wall bracket here. We leveled it. I was very careful to measure and make sure that I didn't get any extra holes. And then I put a slight downhill run between the hole in the wall over there for all the lines and the bracket right there. I went ahead and ran all the lines through that hole in the wall using the little supplied sleeve. And then in that process, I pushed it out completely, so that's gonna be fun later. Then I connected them to the indoor unit here. We can plop that up on the wall and then move to the outside. Now the outside is gonna be a lot easier to do than the previous one that I installed, and the reason for that is because somebody else is doing it. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hey.
You already got it cut up?
Yeah.
You're not messing around today, huh? For security, I decided to mount the outdoor units and their supplied brackets up high on these 2x10s. We used a combination of lag bolts, and then I used these 2.5-inch long decking screws. They go into this piece of wood, which we cut the siding out and added it. And then I had the guys throw a piece of drip molding over the top of it and up underneath this other board to keep the water from running into the building. Get these adjustable backstops so it doesn't put all the force and tilt this down. We did the same thing over there on this other install. Now we just need to measure our distance here, which is 21 or 20 and a quarter for us. Set it, and then we'll drop some screws right here. So while we're installing the AC unit on this side, I noticed that this circuit breaker right here, whenever I plugged in these two wires, it tripped like almost immediately. So I went and got a new one, but this is the old one. And you can see that it's got this giant window in it and it's super corroded. So now with this setup here, if I go across these two lugs right here, I got 240. If I put it in here and then I go to this lug, I can look down here and I got nothing. If I go to this lug, 240, and then I can check each leg. So I can leave that one in there, come down here to my ground bar, and I got 120. So I got that jammed in the top one now. I go over to this one, 240, because that's across two of them. This one, 0, because this voltage difference between this one and this one is no difference, because that bar is feeding this one and this bar is feeding this one. So now we can go down here to our ground bar and boom, 120. So that one, that leg is 120. The other leg is 120, together they're 240. All that checks out. So now I'm gonna kick this off. All right, I got those two installed there. This is off. So outside, I have the bridge removed from the disconnect box. So now I'm gonna flip these on and we'll check the wiring from here to the disconnect box, make sure it doesn't trip anything. Now we'll just check our voltage. There's 240. We'll kick these back off. And we'll go out and connect the disconnect and see what happens. All right, that disconnect is back in there. Here goes nothing. Oh, this is so scary. Oh, it immediately popped. Outside, we had an issue with the disconnect box. We've rectified that. Now I'm gonna see if I can't kick this thing on without it arcing so aggressively. Nothing is on fire. That's good. All right. Now what? So after changing out the fuses downstairs, which were not allowing me to get power to the two lugs, I now have 240 at the lugs. This one's cooled down enough after our last little fiasco. So now let's see if it, oh, here we go. I heard a beep. Oh yeah. After all those shenanigans, we now have AC. Let's see if it actually gets cold. That's like the big trick, right? We'll go button up everything outside while we're waiting for it to finish up, and then check the temperature. Well, we've done a lot more in this unit than we intended to with the AC. I learned actually a lot about these split units. You can have multi-zones where it's running off the same one, and even further back, and this is why we did this in the first place, into this room right here. This room is a long way away from that primary unit down there, and there's nothing that moves the airflow this way, so it made sense to put one back here. And I thought, well, if we're gonna put one back here, might as well put one in the middle bedroom as well. The price difference wasn't that much to go between a 3-zone and a 2-zone, so I was like, okay, well, let's do that. Had the guys out here to install it, paid for it to be professionally installed. That was like $2,200 for the install, and comes with a warranty and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. Check out my more in-depth AC install video on my main channel, or the videos on renovating this multi-family house in the playlist here. Go ahead. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.